All right. So a very warm welcome to those who are present inside the community session today, as well as the ones who are watching this live on YouTube uh, or as a recording. So this is one of the community sessions that I'm doing today, which I didn't really think I would do for a long time. But I've come to realize that this is a topic which is very least talked about. And again, something that a lot of life coaches sort of struggle with when they start coaching. Because the thing is that in most trainings, right, we're not really taught how to deal with different types of clients. Because you see, when you are dealing with a client, you're dealing with a nervous system, right? And every nervous system is different, which means that every single client that you're coaching, they're going to require something different. And that is why today's topic is going to be types of clients as well as how to coach them. Now, I have picked up 4 types of clients, okay, for today. But again, you will meet variations of it, and there will be different types of nervous systems you will meet, and there will be times where you will feel that okay, this particular person is someone I've never coached before. And that is why you must understand that when you are sitting with a client, you must not come from a place of information. Okay, that okay, this is what I've learned in my coaching training, so that is what I will apply. That is not the only thing that matters. That is why it's so important to get mentored as a coach, as well as continue your own personal growth. Because when you're sitting with a client, you must remember that you're sitting with a very real person who's going to come with very real stories and very real emotions, right? And the way to actually coach them is to come from a place of transformation, not just from information that I will use this model, that model, and everything like that. And that is why one of the things that I've included in my life coach training and monetization program, which is, by the way, launching this month. So I know that a lot of you have inquired from YouTube as well as LinkedIn that when is it launching? It's launching this month. And as a starter, to offer you even more value, you can just come and join in my webinar, free webinar, which is happening on 22nd of June, 11 a.m. Indian Standard Time on a Saturday. The topic is how to become a 6-figure life coach from scratch. So one of the things that I've included in my coach training program is actually how to deal with different types of nervous systems. Because your coaching education will be of no use if you're not actually able to understand the case study of your client and actually understand how they're thinking and feeling and how their nervous system is actually working, right? So today's session is going to be a very small introduction to that, right? Obviously, there is a lot of depth to this topic, which I cannot cover just like that unless and until I actually know that you have covered that amount of education. But this is going to be an introduction to that. Okay, let me know when you guys can see my screen. Is my screen visible now? I think it should be. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, all right, great. So types of client and how do you actually coach them? So as I told you that you will meet different types of clients and you will meet different types of nervous systems. Usually what tends to happen to life coaches who are untrained or life coaches who have gotten their coaching education, but they've not actually done their own inner work, they start to judge their clients. They start to put them in boxes. Oh my God, this is a difficult client. This is an easy client. This is the type of client, that I can help. This is someone I cannot help, and yada yada. Now, it is very normal and it is very okay to have a personal preference that this is my ideal client and this is someone I would like to work with. But you must understand that to be an effective coach, you need to be able to hold space for whoever is sitting in front of you. That is going to determine first, are you someone who has reached a point where you don't get triggered? Because again, one of the reasons why some coaches end up judging their own clients is that their clients trigger something in them. Because ultimately, your client creation and the types of client that are walking into your life is a direct reflection of your own version. So if you are unevolved, you will also get unevolved clients. If you are someone who does not like to invest in herself or himself, you will also get people like that. If you are someone who, let's say, really wants a change in their life, but you don't really want to take the action, you don't really want to invest, be it money, energy, or time, you will also get people like that who will keep on telling you, oh my God, I want to buy from you, but they will not actually pay you the money. They will not actually invest themselves. So whoever you are as a coach, you will get clients like that. One thing is, you must remember that. Another thing you must remember is that it is very important for you to learn how to hold space for different types of clients, because you cannot be that type of a person who's just sitting at home thinking that one day that one type of client will come and only that day I will coach. Okay. Now, again, if you're comfortable doing then that's great. But I don't advise it, because if you actually want to be a coach who makes consistent six figures in their business, who's booked out, who has a sustainable business, who's making consistent income, you need to be able to hold space. Okay. It's okay to have a preference. It's not okay to judge. Right. So you must understand that different types of clients will require different types of approaches, which is obviously, again, you will learn all the coaching models in the training program as well. But you also need to learn how to approach them from a non-judgmental space. Because as a human being, of course, there is a very strong need to sort of, feel good about people who are like us. Like, oh my God, this person is exactly like me. So this person totally gets me. This is my ideal client. And people who are different from us, there is an instant need to sort of say that, okay, I don't like this person. Because again, as human beings, we like familiarity. When we meet someone who's familiar to us, it sort of makes us feel good. And that is why it is also so important to do your own inner work, because when you don't do your inner work, you will end up creating unevolved clients, right? And when you create unevolved clients, they will bring to you the same friction that you have in your life. For example, if you struggle to invest in yourself, you will invite clients who will struggle to invest in themselves too. If you are someone who requires a lot of time to make a decision, a lot of convincing, or you never really follow through on your action, like you keep on going here and there, you will also meet people like that. And that is why when your level of person growth is high, you will also meet people like that who would want to invest in themselves, who want to pay you money, because you are also inhabiting that nervous system. And as a coach, you will always attract a version of you in your clients, right? So that is also very important to know, that uh, it's easy to judge. Okay, it's easy to judge clients. It's easy to judge other people, but you must always look within. Who am I being? Am I being my own dream client? Am I someone, if I want someone to invest in me as a coach, if I want a client who's very committed to their growth, who is someone who takes fast decisions, who is an action taker, am I someone like that? Because if you're not, again, it doesn't matter what you are telling on your social media, what is it that you're doing out there, it is not going to make a difference. Because coaching is a nervous system based profession. You will attract based on the energy you are putting out. Okay. And as a coach, your job is not to judge. Your job is to understand what does your client really need. And this is again, this is something that only unevolved coaches do. This is not something I've seen in coaches who are evolved, is that they will shun their clients, they will start judging them as a person, or they will start to think, oh my God, this person is just, not serious or something like that. You must understand that every single person you meet is on their own journey of evolution. Okay. Sometimes they will be okay to invest in themselves, sometimes they will not. The people you meet, their chances of investing in you will increase when you as a person invest in yourself too. Because as I said, the kind of people you meet is going to be a direct reflection of your nervous system capacity. So when usually we are very afraid of investing in ourselves, our nervous system capacity is very small, right? We don't want to expand it, right? For example, let's say you have a client who is telling you that, you know what, right now I don't know how to invest in myself. And you coach a client around that. Because again, this is something I will teach you in the training program as well, as to how do you really coach someone when they're struggling with their finances. Let's say you coach them, right? And you tell them that there are ways you can create money, you can be resourceful. But they are telling you that, you know what, I will see, I will, right now I don't want to, right now I just want to create money for myself first, then I will invest in myself. And if you look into your own story, you will find that you have done something exactly like that. You will see that you have also been someone like that, right? And in that moment, it will be very hard for you to coach them, because you don't know what is the solution to this problem, because you yourself are stuck in it. If you yourself are not able to invest in yourself, because whatever reason it is, you will find that you will not be able to coach the other person, because what is happening? You yourself have not gone through the transformation. And that is why the kind of clients we meet, and more than that, the kind of clients that actually get converted, the kind of clients that actually pay you money, is a direct reflection of how much have you expanded your brain, right? So coming back to the original point, as a coach, your job is not to judge, your job is to understand what your client needs. At that point of time, when your client is stuck in a situation and you feel anger, you feel frustration, or feel like, I really don't know how to help this client. In that moment, you must know what is happening is that this client is triggering a version of you, an older, unevolved identity of you. And that is why you are also buying into the story. And this is again a skill you will learn in the training program as to how to not get absorbed in a client story, how to not absorb the negative energies of a client, right? You will learn all of that. But before that, it's very important to remember that the only time it happens is when the client is triggering something in you. So let's say if a client is, telling you, I really want to invest in myself, I want this, I want that, but they don't actually want to pay you, two things will happen. An evolved coach will not be angry at it, will not feel sad about it, will not feel frustrated about it. An evolved coach will keep on continuing to create clients. But an unevolved coach will get depressed, will get sad, will get frustrated, will feel angry at the client. Oh my God, why is this person so difficult? Why can't they just see the value I'm providing? So what is happening in this moment is that this person is triggering something in you. This person is mirroring the frustration you already have inside about something, right? And usually usually coaches who don't get paid again and again are usually the coaches who don't invest in themselves. This is something I've personally seen in a lot of people. And that is why I always advocate inner work, because personally, I have seen the magic of it in my life. Every single time I feel that, okay, this is a client that I'm feeling friction with, or I don't really know how to help this person, or this person is bringing out an emotion in me that is undesirable. I sit with it and I see that there is a version of me that this person is triggering. So I go and work with my coach to heal that, right? And automatically I see that I don't see those frictions anymore, or even if I do, I'm able to coach my clients so well, or I don't take it personally, right? Most coaches get stuck because they start taking their no's very personally, because again, they themselves have not increased their nervous system capacity to a point where they can hold space for a no without taking it personally, right? Now, we'll discuss 4 types of client. The very first is an aligned client. So an aligned client is someone who is serious about their personal growth and someone who wants to invest in themselves, right? They will not go around taking months and months to decide. They will not haggle with you. They will not keep on asking discounts from you. They will not, ask you 1,000 questions. They're serious about their growth. They're committed to it and they want to pay you, right? So these are clients who are open to new ideas and getting challenged. So these are clients who are usually not only big talkers, but big doers. Okay, there's a difference, because in the personal growth industry, what tends to happen is that there are people you will meet who talk about, I want growth, I want this, I want that. And this is something I've seen in coaches as well. But when it comes to doing, right? And what do I mean by doing? Investing time, money, and energy, all the three, not just money, not just time, not just energy, all the three. They get scared. They don't want to do it. And this is a very big sign of a client or a person who desires growth, but don't actually want to take action on it. They want someone to, give them something on the platter. This is a very big sign of an unaligned client. And an aligned client is not like that. An aligned client is someone who's open to new ideas and getting challenged. So when you are also coaching them, they will not resist your coaching. They will not, fight you on their ideas that no, this is not how it works, or this is not how things have been with me. They will be open. They will reflect on the ideas you're giving me. They will reflect on the coaching you're giving the person, right? So they will be open to it. They will second follow through the action plan. So this is also a result of a person who invests quicker. So what I have found, and this has been true in most cases, is that people who tend to invest faster are also the people who are very quick to take actions. Usually the people who don't invest, they not only don't take actions, they take very sporadic actions. They will have a phase, but they will do a lot, and then they will suddenly go back to their shell, right? So this is not the case with an aligned client. This is someone who follows through their action plans, which means if they're telling you that, yes, I do want to invest in myself, you will actually see them paying you money. You will actually see them following through on the things you're discussing in the coaching sessions as well, right? So they will follow through. Third is they will ask for help when required. This is not someone who will go into the shell, or who will let's say shut down completely, or who will just start ghosting you. This is also something that is true when it comes to clients. And again, as I told you, we will study many different types of clients in the training program. But this is also someone who will ask for help. Like if they're stuck, they will ask for help from you, not shut down, disassociate, tell you that, oh, I don't want to work with you anymore, something like that, right? And this is someone who also is resourceful. So resourceful is a type of person who doesn't give up when resources in their current 3D reality is not available. So for example, let's say you quoted a price to a client. Let's say you quoted someone that, okay, I want to charge you 1 lakh. Okay. And this person doesn't actually have the exact amount right now in the bank account. So here are two things that will happen. A client who is, let's say stuck in a victim mode, doesn't really want to expand the nervous system, will retreat back. They will not be resourceful. But an aligned client will create resources. They will borrow it from their partner or from their friends or from someone. They will create resources and they will actually invest, because for them, their growth, their desire for growth is at this moment bigger than their fears. And this is a fully aligned client, someone who is very easy to work with. And when I say easy, I don't mean easy in the sense that, they may not pose challenges. It means that this is someone who will also see transformation faster, right, in themselves. So this is also a client who is resourceful and takes action. And this client needs space, reflection, and gentle push. Here, you don't have to bombard them every single day. You don't have to follow up with them every single day. You don't have to force them or something like that. No, this person needs space. This person needs to reflect on your sessions, and this person needs gentle push here and there, because this is someone who's on the edge of transformation, who is very willing to take the jump, right? Now, the second type of client is the non-action taker. So this is a type of client who will tell you that they want growth, okay? And let's say they also invest in you. When you are having the coaching sessions, they will be open to new ideas. They will agree with you, or they will tell you that, yeah, you know what, I never thought about it this way, or that I really want to do this. But when it comes to actually taking the action of whatever you have discussed, they will not do it, right? They will not do it. They will, or whenever they do want to do it, it will be very sporadic, meaning sometimes they will do it, sometimes they won't, or they will hardly take any action. So even when you're following through, they may tell you that, yeah, you know what, we discussed it, but I didn't have the time, or I don't have this in my life, I don't have that in my life. They will give you some sort of a reason that this is why they could not do it, right? Now, the problem with such people is that even though they may invest in you once, but this is a type of client who will not end up creating results for themselves. And again, some people may take accountability of this, but some people may end up blaming you that, oh my God, coaching is not working. When in reality, what is happening, and again, here, if you are someone who's a trained coach, and if you're someone who's getting mentored, who's a mentored coach, you will be able to make the client understand why they're not getting results. But if you're an unevolved coach, you will take it personally. You will take the blame on you, and you will feel depressed about yourself. Oh my God, I'm not a good coach. And you will get angry at the client, that the client, I don't know why she's not doing or why he's not doing something, right? This is why also, again, very, very important to do your inner work. If you don't do your inner work, you will take everything personally, which is a very big disaster for a coaching business. So this is someone who will hardly follow through things, right? And they will prioritize other things over the goals that you've actually discussed in the session. So for example, let's say that, you and your client have discussed that your client is going to talk about a salary negotiation in the upcoming meeting, right? And you've discussed everything. What is it that she's going to ask? And you've done the coaching part and everything. But when it actually comes to having a discussion, she just doesn't go to the office. Or she just says that, oh my God, I had a very important meeting. And she will come and tell you that, you know what, something came up. So what is going to happen here is that either she will tell you directly, or he will tell you directly that, you know what, I could not actually do it. But in reality, what is going to happen is that they ended up, creating a circumstance in their life so they could actually escape taking action, right? They created a circumstance in their life so that they do not have to face taking the action, right? And what does this client really need then? if this is someone who tells you that they really want change, but they're not actually taking action, what does this client need? The first thing is that they need more work around identity shift. So usually a client will not change until they have actually had an identity shift, until they actually realize that, or more than realize, until their identity agrees with the actions that they're taking. Now, what does an identity shift mean? So let's take an example. Let's take an example that, you have a client who wants to work out every single day. Okay. And this is a goal that she has, and she's very motivated by it and everything. But when it comes to actually taking action on it, she has this very big belief that, you know what, I'm just not a disciplined person. Like, this is just not a thing for me. So what is this client going to do? This client is going to rely on motivation. This client is going to tell you after, let's say, 2 or 3 days of working out that, oh my God, I'm just not a disciplined person. This is never going to happen to me. So she is going to experience even more frustration, right? So she will either delay taking action, or she will not take any action, or she will feel demotivated by it. So in this moment, your client doesn't need motivation or push. Your client needs more work around identity shift. Your client needs to do more inner work around, and more inner work around who she really is as a person. Only and only does she come to a place where she believes that if not disciplined, she's someone who's a work in progress, will she actually do the work, right? Otherwise, she will keep on sticking on to, I'm not a disciplined person. And smaller actions that makes the transition smoother. So this is again one of the big reasons why someone may not take action, is because the actions are just, too big for them. It's overwhelming them. It's making them feel that, oh my God, I don't really know how to do it. So they may feel excited in the beginning and motivated, but they may give up on their goals because things are becoming overwhelming for them, right? So another thing here that also helps is helping your clients align their goals with the kind of lifestyle they are living. So for example, if you have a client who is a parent, they may not actually be able to give 2 hours to the personal growth every single day, because not only they may not have, they may have a day job, but they also need time to, help out with the kid at home, spend time with their family, spend time with their wife, right? So maybe a good goal for them is to spend, let's say, 20 minutes in the beginning for the personal growth. So you have to cater to your client in a way wherein you're able to help them create goals according to their schedule, according to their life, not just on their excitement level. Because when you're working with clients, they will be excited in the beginning that, oh my God, I want to do this, I want to do that. Your job is to help them see realistically what their goals are and what is a realistic action plan for them. Routines and check-ins to help them keep aligned. So here you can help your client develop a routine, and you can do a weekly check-in or every third day or fourth day check-in where you're, following up with your client and how are they really doing. So this can also keep your client accountable, right? Because accountability again sort of reinforces the client to be on that path and they don't feel alone, right? Okay. So the next identity is the victim. So here your client will believe that they are a victim. They will feel that all the bad things only happen to them because they're unlucky, or things are just happening to them instead of them creating things. They will believe that, there are higher forces at play. Ultimately, this is a sign of someone who has a fixed mindset, where they believe that they don't really actually have any control over the situation, right? They may blame people and circumstances instead of taking responsibility. They may think that this person is responsible, that person is responsible, or, this thing happened even though I did not want it to happen and I can't do anything about it. So ultimately, they tend to feel powerless very easily. They tend to feel like victims very easily, right? And because of this, they find it very hard to evolve or take any kind of action, because they're constantly in that state of nothing would ever happens to me, right? So what does this client really need? First is coaching around growth mindset. So you will learn in the training program how do you actually coach someone to develop a growth mindset. But this is someone who really, really needs that, because they are someone who is in a fixed mindset. And when you're in a fixed mindset, you believe that I cannot actually grow. Then whatever my life is, that's it. It is fixed. I can't change anything about it. So for example, let's say if I'm someone who wants to lose weight, I will believe that it just cannot happen to me. My age has passed, and the lifestyle we are living is just not possible, or that, I have this hormonal problem, so I have no control over my life, I have no control over myself. So I give up, because I don't actually believe that growth is possible. So here I have a fixed mindset. So you need to coach your client around developing a growth mindset. Now, second one is very important, and again, this is something you will learn in the training program, which is basics of trauma work. So here your client will need emotional identity shift and some trauma work, because see, you must understand that the reason we also become a victim is because in our life events have transpired where we have felt like a victim, where we have felt helpless, and that helplessness has become a part of our identity. So here you have to help your client around releasing that identity and give them emotional support in the sense where they know and understand that they're not really the victim anymore, even though they may have in the past, right? So here you need to do some basics of trauma work and actionable steps where your client can feel more in control. So here again, when your client is someone who believes that they're a victim, they will be very quick to give away power. They will be very quick to feel that they just cannot do anything. So start small with them. Start small with small actionable steps where they feel that they do have control over the situation, so they can gain back their confidence. Now, the next one is the critic. Now, a critic is someone who criticizes himself or herself a lot. They have perfectionist tendencies and they don't really acknowledge their progress, right? So even if they've done something great, they will jump onto picking out another problem. They will jump onto thinking, oh, this is wrong, that is wrong, this is wrong. So they will be very quick to judge themselves. They will not really acknowledge the good things that they have done. They will be very quick to criticize themselves. They will be very quick to, you know, nitpick things in themselves and in their personality or in their life. So they have a pessimism, they have a pessimistic quality in them, which results into them feeling hopeless very easily, right? And this can also come into perfectionist tendencies. So usually people who are perfectionists are also very highly critical people. So they feel shame very easily. And again, you don't have to worry about all of this. We will be studying this in the training program and how to deal with these heavy emotions. But for now, I just wanted to understand that when a client is a critic, it can feel difficult to work with them because this is someone, even if they have grown, they will not acknowledge their growth, right? And this can also create pessimism induced anxiety. So this person can create anxiety for themselves again and again and again because, again, their focus is very much on what is wrong. And the thing is that when you start asking what is wrong with my life, you will have an answer, because you must understand that your brain is a very smart machine. If you ask a question to your brain, it will give you an answer. So if you ask your brain what is wrong with me, your brain will give you an answer, right? So you have to help your client move from, this what is wrong with me to what is right with me, right? So pessimism induced anxiety can also be something that can be caused to a client who, embodies the personality of the critic. Now, what does the client really need here? First is realistic goals and expectation. Because again, such people don't set realistic goals for themselves. They fail to meet those unrealistic goals, and then they have another opportunity to criticize themselves. So this is like a, consistent cycle that we don't want our client to be in. So help them set realistic goals and expectations of themselves. Second is again trauma work. So here you need to do a little bit of trauma work as to what the origins of the criticism were, because usually we see that people who are very quick to criticize themselves tend to grow up with very critical parents. So when you learn basics of trauma work, you'll be able to help your client out with that as well. And again, coaching around growth mindset. So this is again, you want to help your client have a growth mindset, in the sense where they, instead of feeling hopeless and dejected again and again, you're helping your client develop a mindset where they find opportunities wherever they are. Now, how do I learn all of this? So how do you learn is you can simply join my life coach training and monetization program coming this month. So this program is for two types of people. One is you are someone who wants to be a life coach. You can be a professional, you can be a healer, you can be a therapist, or maybe you are someone who was a life coach before, but you didn't really get trained properly and you want to be a coach right now. One. Second is you are already a trained life coach, but you want to be in a lifetime training program where you learn, where you expand your brain and you get to learn new modalities and you want to refresh your knowledge, right? So again, no matter which bucket you fall into, you all are welcome to join my life coach training and monetization program. Monetization program, why? Because you are not only going to learn how to be a life coach, you're going to learn how to be a successfully paid life coach. You're going to learn how to actually monetize your coaching skills, right? How you can start is you can simply start with joining me for the free webinar that is happening on 22nd of June on how to become a six-figure life coach from scratch. Therein, I will also be introducing my life coach training program to you all. And I will be explaining the whole, A to Z of the journey, how you will actually get certified and what will be your journey of being a paid life coach look like, right? And you can simply join the webinar group using the link in the comment section. So I'll be putting the link in the YouTube comment section if you're watching this from YouTube. And if you're someone who's a community member, you don't have to worry about it at all because the webinar link is going to be sent inside the community as well. And if you're someone who actually wants to, attend these these sessions live, you can simply join my community called the Empowered Coach, wherein I do about 2 live sessions like this every single week. So thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much for all of you who watched this session even as a recording. If there are any questions so far, just feel free to drop a comment or just DM me on LinkedIn or WhatsApp, wherever we are connected. In case you would like to work with me one-on-one, either for your life coaching business or you want to do trauma work with me and you want to work on your confidence and anxiety, you can simply book a one-on-one session with me. Again, the link to that is something you're just going to find in the YouTube comment section. Or if we are connected on LinkedIn, you will be able to find it in the featured section of my profile. All right. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next session. Bye-bye.